So now we're into the B worksheets. Worksheet B1. This is where you begin to start working with a piece that you already know how to play, that you love to play, and that you'd like to play at bedside. Sometimes the pieces that we love to play are not really appropriate for the bedside if the person you're playing for needs to relax and reduce stress and calm down and stabilize body rhythms. A lot of music that is written for just to play in public is way too busy and way too fast, way too much to process. Remember that we are playing for people who need to heal. We are playing for people who need to notch down a little bit, who need to get rid of the anxiety, who need to be settled and calm. So we don't want a lot of stimulating material in the music that we're playing. So how do you take a piece that you already know, that you love to play, that you think the people will really enjoy hearing, and how do you play that at bedside in an appropriate manner? Well, Worksheet B1 will take you through some of the steps, and then we'll take you into B2 into how to make it non-rhythmic style. B1, we're still playing pretty much straight rhythms. We're not changing the rhythms too much at B1. You do want to get it down to, again, 60 beats per minute, just like we did on the previous A worksheets. You want to get down to 60 beats per minute to have that calming, soothing effect that allows people to just relax into the music. So pick a piece that you love to play, because you're going to be playing it for a while, and we're going to be changing it. And if we change it to the point that you don't even recognize the piece anymore, that's okay, because that's the whole idea of this process, is to get so that you can start with a song that people know. And I'm going to use Ode to Joy. That's a pretty nice peppy tune. If it was up here, that's even brighter, because I'm playing it in the key of C, and that puts the melody fairly low in the range. But we want some where our goals are a little bit different for therapeutic music. We're not looking for something that sparkles, that grabs people's attention. We're looking for something that soothes. So B1 takes you through some of the steps of things you can do to take a piece of music and put it into more of a therapeutic style. First thing is tempo. As I said, take it down to 60 beats per minute. And again, let's get that 60 beats per minute. And if you can get yourself to relax into the tempo so that you're not fighting it. If I was thinking, oh man, I want to go faster than this, that's going to come through in the music. So you have to be able to play it at this speed and be comfortable at this speed. And sometimes just slowing it down is enough to take it into a therapeutic style. But what if it doesn't? Let's say I was playing a version of it that went. That's too many notes for therapeutic style. Even if I slowed it down to 60 beats per minute, that would still be too many notes. So what we want to do is simplify it. Take some of the notes out, and if you have the written music, you can actually X out the notes that you don't want to play, or white them out, or cover them up in some way if it bothers you to see those notes and you're still in the mindset that if I see a note I have to play it. Eventually you want to get so that you can just leave those notes out without having any ramifications at all. It doesn't bother you, it doesn't throw you off. You just keep going, keep going, keep going, even if you leave notes out. So number 1, slow down. Number 2, simplify. Number 3, the melody. If this melody was that's way too much melody. That's way too much. So you just take out a few of the notes. fact, if I was doing now, there's the same tune, but I left out a lot of the melody notes. I left out that one. I left out these. So you just go toward the pivot notes, go toward the important notes. Leave out the passing tones. And that'll simplify your melody more. If you've got a complicated melody, that's a way to simplify the melody so that there's not as much for the mind to process. Remember, the person you're playing for needs all of their brain and body power to heal. So we don't want to give them too much mental stimulation. That's why we play simple music, so that the brain doesn't have to process all of those sounds. It can just be soothed by the few simple sounds that we give into the air for the brain to process. So we want to keep it simple, leave out extra notes, find out what are the important notes, play those, leave out the others. That's another way to simplify. The pitch range, getting up here. Now here's middle C. So if I'm going to play that tune up here, I'm way up here on E, which is the top space of the staff. And that's getting very high for therapeutic music. High notes stimulate, low notes calm. So if your melody takes you up into above the staff, you need to do something to bring that pitch down. Bring it down into the comfortable singing range of most human voices. So if my melody was up here, well, that's simple enough. I just take it down an octave. Now this is difficult to do if you've got a harp with limited strings. If your strings are limited, you do what you have to. But keep the melody as low on the strings as you can, as close to the middle of the staff as you can, and even down into the middle C range. And that will have more of a calming, soothing effect than notes that are played up here, especially if it's the melody notes. You want to keep your melody down there. Sometimes you might have to transpose into a different key, and if so, then work on your transposition skills. Either write it out or learn to transpose by scale degree. Like I was saying, if you number the numbers on Ode to Joy, it starts on scale degree number 3, and it goes 3, 3, 4, 5, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and etc. Now that tune, because it's stepwise movement, it's fairly easy to transpose. I could put it in the key of F real easy. Or I could put it in the key of E flat, or I could put it in the key of G or D. It's just an easy tune to transpose. But I'm thinking scale degrees. I'm not thinking, okay, in the key of C it starts on an E, therefore in the key of F it starts on an A, and then in the key of C it goes E, F, G, so E, F, G transposed into F. No, I'm thinking scale degrees. Starts on the third note of the scale, 3, 3, 4, 5, 5, 4, 3, 2. That's easy to transpose. You just start in the right scale, especially on the harp, because your sharps and flats are all set up here, and you don't have to, like on a piano, you have to remember, okay, key of G has 1 sharp, or key of F has 1 flat. You don't have to remember that because it's already set. So there's some other ideas that are listed in the worksheet of things that you can do to simplify the tune. Just remember, you want it to be very, very soothing and very relaxing. Not fast, not too many notes, not very much complexity. You want it to be as simple. Do more with less. Do more work therapeutically with fewer notes, with less notes. Less really is more when it comes to therapeutic music. So simplify, watch your pitch range, keep it slow, and pick out your song and start working on it.